You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey guys, what's up? Wow, Friday, we shared SGML today. SGML is up about 35-40% on the opening. So congrats to everybody who hit that SGML trade. Whenever we get over 150 likes, I'm always going to share a trade. Friday's trade was awesome. Give it a thumbs up. We're going to have another trade for you guys today. Lithium. We've been talking about lithium, batteries. They are in high demand. We have ALB in our all access service, I think in our divergence service, but we also shared SGML with everybody who was watching on Friday, and that trade was just awesome. So today we're going to go over the SGML trade, talk about that a little bit. People are getting out, locking in profits. I also want to talk about a little company called Nvidia. Nvidia has earnings this week. I went back and back tested their previous earnings. I want to analyze how Nvidia is priced into the earnings announcements this week. I got the questions up. Let's have some fun. Everybody who's new, to try to do it nice and slow, to simplify everything for you guys. X just sharing in Discord that he locked in 300% on his SGML. So we're going to get to it right now. I took a screenshot, guys. That's me. And that's Friday. Screenshot, Friday. Boom. Let's get the pen going here. Wowee, JR. SGML. How we doing? 632 on Friday. And what did we do? We talked about the 7 calls. Last trade, $1. Whenever an option's trading for $1, guys, it's $100 of risk per contract. You can do 10 of them, and it's $1,000 of risk per contract. But SGML right now up 33%, gets above its 100 and 200 period moving averages. Right now, guys, lithium is in fuego. Why? I got you. Here's our lithium names: SGML, SQM, ALB, LAC, LIT is an ETF. But looky here, guys, this is what's happening in lithium. This is why lithium is so strong. This is the cash price of lithium. The cash price of lithium is up 16% for the month of November. That is why all of our lithium names are flying higher, specifically SGML, which is up 35%. So awesome. Way to go. So happy for you guys, able to capitalize on this awesome trade. SGML, here it is. Here's the update right now, trading at $8, and then the 7s are trading for $2 right now. So let's analyze this trade, okay? What could we have done? Well, if you would have bought stock, let's say you bought stock at $6.20, you buy 100 shares, it's $620 of buying power. Well, right now you can get out of the trade about 30%. Nice trade, right? Glockenspiel, way to go. I'm happy for you. But let's talk to those who bought the options. If you bought the options, it doesn't take $620 of buying power, right? It takes $100 of buying power. Return on capital, get back here. Return on capital is going to be way more effective because you're using far less capital. You're getting a much better return. So let's break this down between just looking at options and just looking at stock. I know many of you guys are new to options trading. If you would have bought the stock, you buy it, it's $620, you're up a little bit, way to go. If you would have bought the option, for $1. Let's look at the option right now. And this is why I want you to learn options. I want you to consider trading options rather than stock when you find something like this. Remember, $1,000 of risk per 10 lot is now $2,000. So you would have doubled your money in only 2 trading days. And that's what people on our Discord are sharing that they were able to do. Get this last comment for you guys. There we go. Eck just got out. He did the 6 calls for 290%. So heck of a trade. What I want you guys to do, if you are not in our community, I want you to lock in money. Grow your trading account so you join the community. Getting a lot of questions coming in is how do you get out of your trade? That's what we're talking about in the community. If you buy for $1, get out. Get out for 210, better than a sharp stick in the eye, making over 100% in just 2 trading days. So that's what I want you to do. If you are not in our community, I want you to lock in money and make enough money to join the community. Keep it nice and simple. If you want to be involved in the trade, get in the community. We're talking about these trades all the time. Okay. Mark, 112% in 2 days on my first trade ever joining advanced notice. Glockenspiel. Glockenspiel. I love hearing that. How do you close out the U-Roy covered call? Doug, get your buns in the community. That is a great trade. We're all in that trade. Talk to the community about that trade. Lock in profit, grow your account, join the community, and learn how to trade options. Let's talk Nvidia. I know lots of people have exposure in Nvidia. I don't know why I'm raising my hand. I don't have exposure. I actually am a long-term holder. I do own Nvidia in my IRA. I probably should be disclosing that. Okay, Nvidia. Earnings this week. What are we looking at here? We are looking at the expected move. Options have an expected move. It's like managing expectations for how much can Nvidia potentially move. The expected move is 152 on the downside, 211 on the upside. Interesting. I have more information for you. Nvidia. Nvidia is not a new company. Nvidia has released earnings over 30 times, over 40 times. Here is how much Nvidia has moved on average of its last 30 earnings releases. If we look at the last 10 earnings releases, a little bit more volatile, the average move the day Nvidia releases earnings, 10%. Last 5, market makers are getting better at valuing this stock. The last 5 earnings releases, Nvidia has moved an average of 5.95% on that day. So let's say that we expect Nvidia to move 7% after it releases earnings, whether it's up 7%, down 7%. I think it's pretty fair that that's like the average, okay? So we're going to use that. We're going to say Nvidia can move 7% based on its earnings. Well, here's Nvidia right now. I took this right before I went live. Last trade, 187. Maybe the things moved a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Now, look at this. Boom. This here. Okay? This. Boom. 14.28. Now we have to take this 187 and divide it into that 14.28. I got you guys. Let me do this for you. 14 point, oh, sorry. 187 divide 14.28 equals 13%. 18? No, it doesn't. JR, you silly goose. 14.28 divided by 187. There you go. 14.28 divided by 187. You know what that equals? $7.6%. Right now, Nvidia is perfectly valued going into earnings. It's perfect. 7.6% is exactly what the earnings are betting. It's 4 days away. When we went through all this back testing, it should be 7% right now. There's only 4 days until expiration. These earnings are priced pretty freaking perfectly. Okay? With that being said, what can you do? I got you. I would look at it this way. I think Nvidia can move about 7% post earnings. If it does drop, I would be a buyer 7% lower, which would be probably right at the expected move. What's that? 186 was. This is still a bigger move. I mean, maybe being a buyer at 160 after earnings if the earnings are bad. I wouldn't buy before 160. But if you did want to get long, I think this is a good level to get long. Post earnings, if it drops, I think Nvidia is going to have a strong outcome. But as far as the options, it really is priced to perfection. It really is priced to perfection. How do I know that? I just went through this exercise. How much it's moved the last 30 times, how much it's moved the last 10 times, the last 5 times, backed into 7%, and then boom, priced to perfection. Gregor, we got to get you back in the community. I think you were in the community, maybe you took the challenge, and then you bailed on us. So that's going to be 14 point. That's going to be the expected move. 4 days to go until Nvidia. Okay? That's what I got you for Nvidia. Here's a cool trade. Here's a cool trade that I was going over Friday, but I'm going to share this with you guys too. Gregor, you're in advance notice. Awesome. Gregor, yeah, what's your Discord name? Is it different? Here's going to be your trade of the day, guys. Whenever we get over 150 likes, we always share a trade of the day. And this is a cool trade. There's a new company called Beta. Beta recently had its IPO. For some reason, after its IPO, oh, Gregor, thanks, man, that makes sense. After its IPO, the directors bought an enormous amount of stock. Usually what happens after an IPO is everybody's got to wait 6 months because there's a lockup period and they want to sell their stock. Well, this one is different. And I've never really seen this happen before. Beta, after the IPO, aggressively buying the stock. So I don't like the options for Beta. I like buying the stock. BETA, last trade 30.76. I like buying stock at 30.76, not the options, the stock. Why? It's an IPO, and right after the IPO, all the directors put in a shit ton of money in this stock. That is why I am overly bullish this name. Does that make sense? Mark, what's up? These are all custom studies that I've been building over the years. Everybody in All Access gets access to all the custom studies that I build. And then we have 3 tools that we have in our advanced notice service. So that's what we do. That's what we do. All right, guys. What I always do is we always have a free portion, which I've just done. We shared SGML. We talked about Nvidia. I gave you another free trade in beta, BETA, looking to buy the stock, not the options. What I always do now is I get off for our All Access crew. Our All Access crew has access to all the portfolios that I run at Masters in Trading. All right, give a thumbs up. Thanks so much for joining. Make sure to join tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, guys. See you in a bit. Thank you.